Hello YouTube, this is Pogman's Pie here, and I'm going to be doing this episode slightly different today because of some technical issues that happened last time. Well, technical issues. I was dumb enough not to put my microphone in while I was recording for the next 4 episodes, so I'm going to be doing this narration over the top. So I've already played the next few episodes, so I know what I'm doing. I did do it yesterday, and or was it? No, it's the day before yesterday. So I don't know everything that I'll be doing ahead, so I might have to look over the video and see what's happening. Well, at this part I do remember I was just finishing while doing the ambush. I had to, because I stopped last time when I got to the ambush, I did have to reinitiate it, and turns out the AI wanted it raining. So as you can see, there's some archers firing on me here, and I did just combat the archers with my own. I didn't really want to bother with my melee troops because I wanted them to be set up against their stronger force, their main force. Now, while I'm doing this, because I have done this, I can actually talk about other things at the same time, such as Rome. Now, Rome, I have noticed a couple of new things like forums that do come out. Matt sends me a lot of these quite often. I'm trying to get one up now. Where is it? Yeah, as you can see now, I'm just charging my men just to make them rout because I'm hitting them from behind. This will just push them out of the battle completely. It was an easy tactic, and I took advantage of it, and the AI had no chance. I'm still trying to look for this link. No, it's a bit further up. Me and Matt had a long conversation last night. Well, I sent him a link about the pre-order bonuses that we get, and he sent me one on Jack's Answers, it's called. While that's loading, I'll just run you a bit more through this. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to get all my men into position, my usual basis of getting spears on the front and on the side to cover my flanks, making sure they're cavalry, because he had the general and 2 cavalry in this, I believe. I can't see it very clearly from here, while having my bow ronin like fire on them to do more damage. I did use all my troops in this, and I did have a fight immediately after, but I didn't fail today, luckily. I did fail later on, so I'm just gonna get these questions up, well, these Q&A that I'm finding interesting. They have brought back a lot of things like the spear wall, but they've done 2 different variations on it. The guy who did the Q&A, which I'll probably put a link in the description, such as they got the shield wall for traditional hoplite style units, and pike flanax, which is similar to the Yari wall and Shogun too. It does go through a lot of things, and rather than me just speaking it all out, I'll just pick certain sections and put up I'll put up a link to it and let you check that out. Now, as you can see on the video here, I am just putting my men into place. There's not a lot to see, so they are moving them out, and I was scared of this cavalry, which I'm following now. So I did try and move some of my men to intercept it. Right, I'll go through another question here, which is, let's see, I need to find a decent one. So, do other factions have late game techs that allow them to compete with the Romans? Now, they said that they do because other factions did in reality, it's just they didn't have enough time to develop them onto a mass scale like the Romans did. So then it means that later on, if the Romans are still around, because they might not be, they're not there just to completely dominate. Now, as you can see, I was flanked by a cavalry over there. It's not very often they do that, and I wish my builders didn't fire there. I should usually just take them off fire at will, but I know if I did that, I'd probably forget to put it back on when it got to combat, and I'd just waste a little more time, which I don't really want to do on YouTube. I'm going to pick out another question before I'm done with this, and then I'll talk about the plans that me and Matt are coming up with for Rome 2 and our first co-op campaign. And then, well, actually I'll talk about my single player one first, because me and Matt are still edgy on our co-op one. So the final one I would like to go through is where is it? They did just let's see. Why were the Seleucids left out of the playable factions? Now, if you go over the campaign map planner, they have a lot of client states, and they're probably the biggest faction there, including their client states. Well, they said there are easily 20 factions that they had to choose from, and each and every one could have had a place, but the time and effort that they actually had to put them in, they just couldn't do it, so Seleucids were one of the cuts. Now, I reckon, based on the Seleucids are that big, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, they might do it in a DLC, but I'm not sure what the DLCs are going to be at this time. Now, as you can see, I did push back that initial wave of cavalry, I think. I shattered it. But they still have the main force up the hill, and I'm going to try and draw them off the hill. Now I'm just going to get up the next link Matt gave me. Actually, no, I'm going to put up the Rome 2 pre-orders as seen as the other link contain this. Now, if you are getting a Rome 2 pre-order bonus, you do get new playable factions, obviously, new cultural traits, which include, well, the Greek ones are, they get a bonus to the wealth generated by the capital cities, and an increased rate of cultural conversion within their borders. Now, that's kind of like the religion conversion, which was a pain in Shogun 2, because there was mainly just Shinto Buddhism, but with the Eco campaign like I'm doing here in the Otamo, it included Eco faith and the Christianity. Now, being them was a pain because everyone else was a different religion, and I hope it's not as painful, but I did like the challenge it represented with the because you had to wait, you couldn't just walk through like I do with most other campaigns until I get to the point of invading these two factions. So as you can see, this is where the main attacking's happen. Well, the main attacks happen now. I tried to send in my Naginata warrior monks, as they are my strongest units in this group. They're pretty much the stronger units. Like, Naginata are very good. The Naginata bow monks are excellent, and I probably will try and get them later on, but I know it's not going to be in the next 4 episodes. But if you do want, I will do that, and I'll try my best to get them deliberately, go out my way to get them. Another new feature includes that I found this out, like, each faction has a top tier military tradition. Athens, Athens were known for their navy, so their fleets are better. They have better income when raiding, and their ramming ability is better, which applies to Matt, and I'll tell you Sparta's. I'll leave Epirus out for most of this. And Sparta's is my melee defense, and I have a reduced upkeep. Now, we probably won't get that until late game, but that's that. I don't know whether we will record this, we probably won't, because we do want to get used to the system first, before we do anything like that. So as you can see, I alt-tabbed here, so there's nothing to look at. It's better that I'm actually doing this now. I won the battle. It was an easy victory for me. It was an ambush, that's why. Ambushes are very good because they don't get to place their troops in a strategic position initially, so I took out their archers so they couldn't pester me all the way through that, especially with my Naginata warrior monks. So while this loading screen's on, I will put up a link to this, but it goes through new units as well, new buildings, and the histories of the factions. So if you're interested and you have pre-ordered, or you're thinking of pre-ordering it, I will put a link of this up and you can check it out. Now, something else I do want to go through is I might record my first campaign. If I do, it's going to probably be Rome, because it is Rome 2. So that will be something for you to watch. Now, as you can see here, there's another battle straight up. They have a mix. They do have a lot of katana samurais, which that's what I was saying, and that's why the names kept popping up. But yeah, So they had Katana Samurai, Yari Samurai, Bo Ashigaru, and Yari Ashigaru. So they were a pretty easy match for me. All I had to do was put my troops in the right place, but this was the last army, and I could tell because they didn't have a lot of provinces, and I'm surprised they had 2 armies to send towards me, so I doubt they would have had a third. Well, so if I do record that, I don't know if I actually will. I probably will, or I will have a lot more space on my hard drive because I won't be recording both this campaign that I'm doing currently and the co-op one. But a lot of space will be taken up by Run 2 because supposedly they say it takes up 35 gigabytes. Now, hopefully, if it does take up 35 gigabytes, there's a lot of things in there that's going to be new. Hopefully that is. So I'm just going to go back to the video for now, and what else we're thinking of is I might record some multiplayer with me, Matt, and a couple of our friends. Now I've got 2 games in mind for this. The one of them's already out. It's Borderlands 2, which I'm sure you've heard of and played yourself. And the other one's Battlefield 4 when that comes out. Now, me and these other 2 guys and Matt have all played Battlefield 3, but we played it on the Xbox. And I'm probably going to get an adapter for my computer to be able to use my Xbox controller if they allow it, because I do like the feel of an Xbox controller for gun games better. As you can see as well, I didn't mention this in the last video, I did put I think I did it in the last one, I put a sword unit behind my cavalry, my general, to reinforce that, and here I'm like aligning them in so then they don't hit me from an angle, so one side gets most of the damage, which happens anyway, ironically. So yeah, I was probably thinking of like recording them 2 as a good thing for you to watch, as you've not seen the other 2 guys, and it'd just be fun, some friends playing on video games, you know what it's like. A lot of YouTube videos do it out there, and well, I would say we are like some of you, but I couldn't tell because I don't really watch a lot of other people other than Let's Play, which is the Achievement Hunter guys. And I probably wouldn't tell the other 2 initially because I don't want them to put on something that's not necessarily them. I want you to see us relaxed while playing it. Now, if we did do Borderlands 2, we could either do it with carrying on from where we are, where me, George and Matt are all, Matt's level 30, this isn't the same Matt, we've got 2 Matts, which might get confusing. Well, I'll call him Wheels. Wheels is level 30 or early 20, I can't remember. George is level 61 and I'm level 47. Now, Trading Matt's he only went up to level 20 last night, I believe, or was it level 19, I'm not sure. So I would want to do it from a level 1, all of us, but I'm not sure Trading Matt wants to do that. Now, it is down to him really. If he doesn't want to do it, we won't do it like that, because he's not fully explored that character yet, and I don't want to take that away from him. But I don't know what characters the other guys would choose, but I'd probably go with the Krieg the Psycho DLC. Now, as you see here anyway, I'm done with that. We're about to enter the combat, and it's very initially the same thing as usual. I use my archers, they use their archers while they charge me, but that's how most fights go, and I always forget to put my archers on loose formation, if you've noticed that, and I will have to start putting them on loose formation because they just get murdered, to be quite honest, if I don't. I am going to talk about this game for a while because there's only 5 minutes left on this video now, and talking of having 5 minutes, I am going to try and expand all my games into 20-minute episodes now to go through it quicker rather than what it used to be like because it was taking time and it does take up memory, and I do want to upload a lot more videos quicker before Rome comes out, because I probably won't record for the first part of Rome coming out, as I will want to be playing Rome instead. As you can see, the cavalry did charge me here, and I did try and stop them with my Naginata warrior monks, I believe that was. My Katana Ronin played a part, and I did alt tab out here to check my time. I do that quite often. I don't know why I do that. I just do. But as you can see, this episode's just a couple of fights, and it's the basic principle every time, to be quite honest. I might record a few multiplayer fights, and multiplayer fights are different, as it's not just the same format. The AI just do the same thing every time, whereas multiplayer you have to change it for you to, because the enemies will change their attack on you, if you know what I mean. Now, what was I about to say? Rome 2 though, apparently from the videos I've seen, it's not quite the same, as they are, all in all, changing the AI completely. I say completely, it's not quite completely, but the AI, it has become smarter from a couple of videos I've seen. One of them I saw where they didn't actually charge the general in, and they used him in a reserve formation, just boosting their own forces rather than just full on charging him into a spear wall as they usually do. And to be quite honest, Rome's going to be a lot more harder than Shogun, and I'm happy they didn't get rid of the encyclopedia, because there's so much unit variation in it that it's going to be difficult at first, but once you know what you're doing, it's going to be a lot better, and the multiplayer is going to be a lot more challenging. I don't know how they're going to do the multiplayer, whether they do it like Shogun's or they do it like the old one, but I do know how the map works. And the map works, instead of having a list of maps to choose from, you kind of just pick anywhere on the map and it brings up that surrounding, which is how they've done it on the campaign as well. What happens is, they tried to do this with Shogun, but it wasn't as successful. But the map like this, like the combat map, reflects where you were. So if you got a forest and a volcano like Mount Vesuvius, it will be on the map, if you know what I mean, that you're playing on in the combat. Now, I do hope it is pretty accurate, and if it is, good. There's not a lot of time left this video. I didn't plan what I was going to say, this is why I keep going to fill time, but I will plan the next one. I've got another 3 episodes of having to do this, and I wish I didn't, because it was foolish, and I felt like a right idiot after I did it. So, as you can see, I pretty much won this fight now. It's only going to go on for another few seconds, and there is a lot of these next few episodes were probably some of the most exciting episodes. No, they were the most exciting episodes so far, so I am kinda gutted about losing the my voice. Well, not my voice, but not putting my microphone in during it. And I don't remember why I took my microphone out at all, to be quite honest. So anyway, this video is going to end in a minute. Well, about 30 seconds. I can see from the timer at the bottom. So this is Plugman's Pie here, and I'm gonna pretty much sign off now. It's gonna keep on running for a few seconds, so it's Plugman's Pie signing off.